I want you to imagine something with me for a moment. Tonight, you'll do exactly what you've done thousands of times before. You'll finish dinner. You'll sit down, you'll relax, you'll reach for something small, nothing dramatic, nothing you'd ever call a bad habit. And you'll go to bed believing everything is fine. But what if I told you that one ordinary, forgettable part of your evening could be quietly working against your heart? Every single night. Not loudly, not painfully, not in a way you can feel, but steadily, relentlessly, silently. I'm going to tell you something most people never hear, and once you hear it, you won't be able to unhear it, because what I'm about to explain is one of the most overlooked reasons blood pressure stays high in older adults, even when they're doing everything right, taking the pills, going for walks, watching salt, showing up to appointments, and still, the numbers refuse to cooperate. I've seen this pattern too many times to ignore it anymore. Let me tell you about someone I'll call Dorothy. Dorothy was 74 years old when she first sat across from me. Calm, polite, organized, the kind of person who followed instructions carefully and felt genuine guilt when things didn't work out anyway. She had been on blood pressure medication for nearly a decade. It started with one pill, just to be safe, she was told. Her numbers were slightly high, nothing dramatic. But over the years, slightly high became stubborn, then persistent, then concerning. One medication became two became three, and still her blood pressure hovered in the danger zone. Dorothy wasn't reckless. She walked most mornings. She ate sensibly during the day. Breakfast was fruit, lunch was a salad, dinner was chicken or fish. She never missed her pills. And yet, every visit ended the same way. A frown, a sigh, a slightly higher number than last time. What Dorothy didn't realize, and what no one had ever asked her about, was her evenings. After dinner, Dorothy did what millions of people do. She sat in her recliner, turned on the television, took a deep breath, and finally relaxed. That was her time. And almost without thinking, she'd snack, sometimes crackers, sometimes cereal, sometimes toast, sometimes fruit and yogurt, which she truly believed was healthy. She didn't think of it as eating. It felt more like comfort, something to do with her hands, something familiar, something soothing. But inside her body, something very different was happening. Night after night, that small, innocent habit was preventing her blood pressure from doing the most important thing it needs to do to protect your heart: drop. You see, blood pressure isn't meant to stay the same all day. In a healthy body, it follows a rhythm: a rise in the morning, a gentle decline in the evening, and, during sleep, a significant drop, usually 10 to 20%. That nighttime drop isn't optional. It's when your arteries recover. It's when your heart gets to rest. It's when your brain clears waste and repairs itself. When that drop doesn't happen, the damage doesn't announce itself. It accumulates. And eating too close to bedtime is one of the fastest ways to destroy that drop. Every time you eat, even a small snack, your body releases insulin. During the day, that's normal. Helpful, even. At night, it's a problem. Insulin tells your kidneys to hold on to sodium. Sodium pulls in water. Blood volume increases. Pressure rises. Insulin also activates your stress system, the same system that raises heart rate and tightens blood vessels. Exactly when your body should be powering down, it's being told to stay alert. So Dorothy would go to sleep thinking she was resting. But her cardiovascular system never got the message. Her blood pressure stayed elevated through the night. Some nights it even rose. And because she couldn't feel it, she had no idea it was happening. What she did feel was the fallout: poor sleep, low energy, brain fog, shortness of breath, a growing fear that something was wrong. She started worrying about her memory, about dementia, about strokes. She had watched it happen to family members. She knew the risks. She saw the numbers. And still, no one connected the dots. Until one simple question changed everything. "What do you eat after dinner?" Dorothy looked confused. "Just a little snack," she said. "Nothing much." That nothing much was everything. When she stopped eating 3 hours before bed, Just that one change, her sleep deepened within days. Her morning blood pressure dropped within a week, 10 points, then more. But I didn't just take food away and leave her uncomfortable. That never works. We replaced the habit. A warm, caffeine-free tea in the evening, something to hold, something comforting. Slow breathing, just a few minutes, longer exhales than inhales, telling her nervous system it was safe to rest. A balanced dinner earlier in the evening, protein, vegetables, potassium, magnesium. No extremes, no deprivation, no gimmicks. And her body responded almost immediately. Within weeks, her doctor reduced one medication. Her sleep returned. Her energy came back. Her fear eased. She told me later, I spent years thinking my body was failing me, when really, it was just asking for rest. Dorothy isn't unique. I see this pattern over and over again. Late dinners, evening snacks, a glass of wine to unwind, all perfectly normal, all quietly interfering with the body's ability to heal overnight. And here's the part that matters most. You don't fix high blood pressure only in the morning. You fix it the night before. When you allow your blood pressure to fall while you sleep, everything else works better, including your medication. Your body wants to protect you, but it can't do that if it's digesting, managing insulin, fighting reflux, or staying half awake all night. Tonight, you don't need a new pill. You need space. Space between your last bite and your bed. Space for your nervous system to settle. Space for your heart to rest. Eat earlier. Drink something warm instead of snacking. Breathe slowly. Make your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. And then let your body do what it has been trying to do all along. Lower the pressure, repair the damage, protect your future. That's where real change begins. Not with force, not with fear, but with one calm, intentional evening, starting tonight.